Purpose. The purpose of this procedure is to establish consistent practices in preparing, submitting, and managing client quotations. Scope. This procedure defines the responsibilities, internal controls, and authorizations for preparing, reviewing, and submitting responses to client inquiries for all business services, including turnkey events and exhibition services, offered by Arena Middle East and Asia in UEKS, AAA, and Asia to our clients. Applicability. The procedures defined in this document apply to all staff in Arena's Sales and Client Services division who are involved in the preparation and submission of sales quotations or proposals for Arena's business services in the UAE, KSA, and Asia divisions. Glossary of terms. Bid bond. A bid bond guarantees compensation to the bond owner if the bidder fails to begin a project. Bid bonds are often used for construction jobs or other projects with similar bid-based selection processes. Project feasibility assessment. A feasibility study is a detailed analysis that considers all critical aspects of a proposed project to determine the likelihood of succeeding in the bid. Request for quote, RFQ, also known as an invitation for bid, or IFB. This is a process in which a company or client solicits Arena to submit price quotes and bids for the chance to fulfill certain tasks or projects. Tender. A procurement process whereby clients invite bids for large projects that must be submitted within a finite deadline. Procedure. This procedure includes 6 key activities: receive client inquiry, refine client requirements, assess project feasibility, coordinate proposal development, manage proposal reviews, submit and close proposal. Each of these key activities is described in detail in the following pages. Receive client inquiry. Arena receives sales inquiries from various channels, including inquiries from existing accounts, referrals from internal and external sources, emails, phone calls from new leads, web-based inquiries from the Arena website or social media, leads generated by the telemarketing team, and leads generated by the business development team. Sales inquiries from existing accounts that are assigned to specific account managers will be handled by the corresponding account manager. For sales inquiries coming from sources such as referrals, emails, phone calls, or websites, and not addressed to an account manager, the following procedures will be adopted. For all inquiries received by phone at reception or through the organization's general inquiry email, the receptionist captures the prospective client's name, organization details, phone number, and a high-level summary of the requirements. For all inquiries received, an account manager who is available will receive and acknowledge receipt of the inquiry. For inquiries without an available or assigned account manager, the commercial director or managing director of exhibitions will assign an account manager. For sales inquiries generated by the telemarketing team or the business development team, the following procedures will be adopted. The lead source, whether the telemarketing or business development team, will identify, generate, and qualify the leads. Sales qualified leads are communicated to the sales in charge of the service, either the commercial director or head of AM exhibitions. The commercial director or head of AM exhibitions confirms the nature of the inquiries, including factors such as the commercial potential of the leads, service alignment, project timeline, and availability of in-house expertise. Confirmed leads are accepted by the commercial director or the head of AM exhibitions, and these leads are assigned to an account manager who will coordinate proposal development. For inquiries that enter the sales pipeline, the account manager consults the lead source to clarify client requirements, confirm pricing, and manage client expectations. Once assigned, the account manager must acknowledge receipt of the inquiry within 8 working hours. All leads and sales inquiries must be captured in Arena's CRM, with details about the client, requirements, and status of the inquiry. Refine client requirements. The account manager contacts the client to acknowledge receipt of the inquiry and captures or clarifies the requirements. These requirements are documented in the project brief. The account manager creates a client folder in Arena's shared folder to save client requirements. This folder serves as a central repository for all project team members to capture and share information related to the client. The template and conventions for creating a client folder are available in Arena's shared folder. If a request for proposal, RFP, or request for quote (RFQ) is received, the account manager reviews the requirements, including all necessary documents for bidding. For exhibition projects, the account manager requests the account coordinator to review the required bid documentation, capture venue-specific rules and regulations, and estimate venue services. A high-level bid or no-bid assessment is conducted by the account manager along with relevant team members to analyze client and project requirements, assess payment terms, bond requirements, and confirm the availability of project teams, assets, and other resources. All decisions to not bid must be approved by the commercial director or head of AM exhibitions. If needed, the decision to not bid may be communicated to the client. Justification for the no-bid decision must be recorded in the CRM. For turnkey event projects, depending on the type of project, the account manager arranges a site visit to capture accurate information about the client, project requirements, and the actual site for developing the proposal. The account manager emails a request to the head of operations or projects to temporarily allocate a project manager to capture site-specific operational requirements. If design input is required, the account manager coordinates with the design director to capture site-specific architectural and design details. Site-specific details, including operational and design inputs, are documented in the project brief. Assess project feasibility. The account manager conducts a project feasibility review to discuss the bid or no-bid position for projects valued above 1 million dirhams. A bid or no-bid assessment is conducted by the account manager based on an accurate description of the client's requirements from request for quote or request for proposal documents, if applicable, the project brief, and other discussions with the client. The project feasibility review session will include the head of operations or projects, head of asset management, design director, head of procurement, director of finance, and other relevant stakeholders as required. It will inform participants and capture their feedback on the technical feasibility, including availability of kit, team, and other resources. Additionally, it will capture feedback on the financial feasibility, including revenue opportunities, capital expenditure requirements, payment terms, cash flow impact, performance guarantees, and opportunity cost. If there are any non-standard client invoicing requirements, the account manager must consult the finance director to highlight and mitigate any potential project payment risks. If needed, the decision to not bid may be communicated to the client and updated in the CRM. For decisions to bid, the account manager creates a new deal with a project number in Arena's CRM. The account manager completes the project brief with additional information received from the client to develop the proposal. If required, a new inquiry meeting may be arranged by the account manager to brief the team and assign proposal development responsibilities. Coordinate proposal development. The account manager coordinates the development of the response to the client. Depending on the type of project, the response may include a technical proposal, bill of quantities, design presentation, security check or bid bond, and material samples. For tenders, the account manager coordinates the development of the technical proposal with the marketing manager. If any method statement or risk assessment statements are required as part of the response submission, the account manager coordinates with the project manager to prepare the required safety documents. If a project manager is not already assigned, the account manager requests the project's director or head of production to allocate a project manager to develop these documents. The account manager shares the project brief with the quantity surveyor and coordinates the preparation of the bill of quantities. If concept designs are required, the account manager arranges a design briefing session with the design manager and design director. Depending on the project, the head of operations or projects and head of asset management may also be invited to ensure the design aligns with the operations team's requirements. The account manager shares the project brief with the design manager, provides clarification to the design team, and monitors design progress through design coordination review sessions arranged by the design team. If a performance guarantee, such as a bond or security check, is required as part of the response submission, the account manager completes the guarantee request form or security check request form and submits it to the finance manager for processing. All requests for further clarification of requirements with the client are arranged through the account manager. These clarifications or additional inputs must be documented in the project brief and communicated to all stakeholders involved in developing the proposal. The account manager arranges a proposal review session to review and finalize the proposal. The session includes key stakeholders from operations, asset management, design, procurement, sales and client services, and finance. The account manager is responsible for ensuring that the final design intent proposal is aligned with the budget prepared by the estimation team. The account manager captures feedback from participants and communicates it to the team through email. If any revisions are needed, the account manager coordinates with the respective team for modifications. Manage proposal reviews and approvals. Credit guidelines, including profitability standards, payment terms, and conditions of sale, are regularly defined and updated by the finance team and management. Account managers shall consult the commercial director or head of exhibitions to confirm the current standards. All bids must comply with these standards. Exceptions should be escalated to the commercial director or head of exhibitions and consulted with the finance team. Requests for non-standard payment terms must be submitted to the finance team using the client non-standard payment terms template and approved based on the delegation of authority matrix. Once the proposal is completed, the account manager submits the proposal for an internal review and approval based on ARENA's delegation of authority matrix. Submit and close proposal. Once approved, the account manager submits the consolidated proposal to the client by email, unless otherwise requested. If submitting electronically through a tender portal, the account manager must ensure they clearly understand how to use the system prior to submission. If clarification is needed, the account manager should contact the client support team. If a hard copy of the proposal is required, the account manager should clarify with the client regarding the recipient address, number of copies required, and any packaging instructions. Once submission is completed, the account manager notifies the client about the submission by phone call, if possible. The account manager follows up with the client, if possible, at least 48 hours after submission to capture feedback on the proposal. All requests for revisions are documented in the project brief and communicated to the team. The account manager coordinates the update and review of the proposal with the team as needed. Where possible, it is advised that design proposals be presented to the client by a member of the design team to maximize the impact of the design and explain the concept thoroughly. This is an opportunity to co-create with the client, gather valuable feedback, and increase client investment in the design. In such cases, the account manager coordinates with the design director to allocate design team members for the presentation. If client interest appears positive, the account manager coordinates the development of the projected cash flow statement with the quantities surveyor. The statement is reviewed and approved by the client services director and submitted to the finance team. If the job is very likely to be confirmed, the account manager blocks the rental items listed in the bill of quantities in ARENA's rental management system, all hire, to ensure availability. The account manager receives a client-approved quotation or a signed purchase order from the client to confirm the job. A new sales order is created in the CRM, and the accounts receivable team is informed. If the job is not confirmed, the account manager captures the client's objections and updates the CRM with the details of the outcome. RACI Matrix. A RACI matrix is a tool that clarifies roles and responsibilities in a project by designating who is responsible, accountable, consulted, and informed for each task. Please take some time to study this matrix for a clear understanding of team roles. Please review this RACI matrix carefully. Related documents and references. Here is a list of the documents referenced in this lesson.